this week, Senate Republicans will vote for their next majority leader. Senators John Thune, John Cornyn, and Rick Scott are vying for the job. So far, John Thune has been publicly endorsed by Senators Mike Rounds, Steve Daines, and Markwayne Mullin. John Cornyn is being backed by Missouri Senator Josh Hawley. Rick Scott has won support from Senators Marco Rubio, Rand Paul, Ron Johnson, Bill Hagerty, and Mike Lee. Elon Musk also throwing his support behind Rick Scott, tweeting yesterday after Scott was on Sunday Morning Future saying Rick Scott for Senate Majority Leader. Trump is calling on the candidates to support a Senate tool that essentially allows him to fast-track the nominations of his preferred administration officials. Trump is pushing for so-called recess appointments, which refers to the president's ability to fill federal vacancies while the Senate is in recess, rather than waiting and waiting and waiting till they get back to actually put the people in place. Joining me now is Iowa Senator Joni Ernst. She's the ranking member of the Senate Small Business and Entrepreneurs Committee and a member of the Senate Agriculture and Armed Services Committees as well. Senator, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Do you support this fast-track status and going through the process even when you're on recess, which President Trump is asking you to do?
Yes, and thank you so much, Maria. And this is a question that needs to be brought to our conference. And I spoke to the leader of the transition team last night for President Donald Trump, and we talked about this. The Senate is the human resources center of the United States Congress. But let's face it, Maria, what we have seen in the last number of administrations, including the former Trump administration, is that we stalled out anytime we were trying to get the appointments done in a timely manner. This is incredibly important. We know that President Trump will only have 4 years to reshape our federal government and to put into place the people that he needs in order to get these agencies up and going. So I do think it is something that we should deeply consider. So we'll be talking to our colleagues about it. But again, Maria, there has to be a better, faster way to get these appointments done for President Donald J. Trump.
Senator, you're going to be hearing from all three individuals who want to get the majority leadership role tomorrow night. They'll make their case. Who are you supporting for majority leader?
Well, and Maria, I am in my own race as well for conference chair. So, of course, I'm not going to show my cards today. But certainly we have an abundance of riches within the Republican Party and our conference in the United States Senate. There is a lot of talent, a lot of skills, a lot of ability. What we need is someone who will be able to lead, can present a vision, and, of course, work and support the Donald J. Trump administration. We need a strong leader, and certainly one of these individuals will rise to that occasion.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens in the next 2 days. But it looks like Chuck Schumer is acting like a sore loser. Republicans are pushing back against the Senate Majority Leader Schumer for refusing to allow Senator-elect David McCormick to attend the Senate orientation, despite the Associated Press calling the Pennsylvania race. A Schumer spokesperson said this: with over 100,000 ballots left to be counted in Pennsylvania, the race has not been decided. As is custom, we will invite the winner once the votes are counted. Senator, what's the story here? Should Dave McCormick be able to participate in the orientation this week?
Of course he should, Maria. And I know that Senator Mike Lee has said, come on, Dave McCormick, I will escort you myself to that orientation. Of course, Senator-elect McCormick should be allowed to attend. The race has been called. Bob Casey, God bless him, a long time of service, but he lost. Dave McCormick is going to come to the orientation. We need him there. He should be allowed to participate. And I would say, look, Leader Schumer, it's not like Dave McCormick is being sworn in this week. He is attending an orientation. So allow him to participate. Be gracious about it. You lost. Please get over it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just pretty incredible to me that you're still fighting about who won and who lost when, in fact, the AP already called the race.
Absolutely, Maria. We know that Dave McCormick is going to be our colleague. So allow him the opportunity to get to know his colleagues in that orientation.
I want to move on to foreign affairs, but here's David McCormick with me yesterday. Watch.
A number of days ago, because mathematically there's no path for Senator Casey to win. Currently, I'm up by something like 40,000 votes, which is a very significant margin. And ultimately, Senator Casey's going to have to decide when he's ready to acknowledge that. You know, I lost a close election by 900 votes in 2022. I know it's tough to do that.
So, Senator, are you expecting Dave McCormick to be able to vote on the new majority leader?
I am. I do expect that Dave McCormick will be allowed to vote, as he should. He is the senator-elect.
Yeah. Let's talk about armed services and where we are in terms of foreign policy. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he spoke with President-elect Donald Trump 3 times since the election. Israel reportedly sending its Minister of Strategic Affairs to Mar-a-Lago this week to meet with Trump. Netanyahu said that he and Trump see eye to eye on the threat of Iran and all of its components. The Justice Department charging an Iranian asset in connection with an alleged plot to kill Trump, which was ordered by Iran's elite Revolutionary Guards. Finally, the DOJ does something about it, saying that the suspect remains at large and is believed to be living in Iran right now. Meanwhile, Qatar is telling Hamas that they're no longer welcome in the country and is also suspending its mediation efforts between Hamas and Israel, saying it's frustrated with the lack of progress on a ceasefire deal for Gaza. Senator, are we supposed to believe that from the Qataris, that they're saying Hamas is no longer allowed in the country? I mean, aren't they based there?
Well, they are based there, and they are based there with the support of many nations, including friends and allies of ours. We use them as a tool. We use the Qataris as a tool so that we can negotiate with terrorists. This is no longer acceptable. The Qataris know this, and they will be evicting Hamas. The great problem with this is that where are they going to go? These terrorists are going to go to Turkey. We already know that. Turkey is a NATO ally, and they will be harboring terrorists and those that wish to do not just Israel, but the United States of America harm as well. So we will have to follow very closely on this and put pressure where needed to flesh those Hamas leaders out. Wherever they go to hide, we will find them.
Senator, I want to thank you so much for your great work and your service to our great nation.